Good afternoon, fellow Americans and people across the world. I already know what's going on in Ukraine, and I pray that Vladimir Putin stays at bay and keeps his soldiers at a minimum. I'm not going off a script like the last video I did, so this is going to be part 2 of this series. I don't know what to call it yet. I'll definitely come up with a playlist and a name. Branching off from the video The Fall is the cabinets of the World Economic Forum. There was a video that I partially explained in the last one where Klaus Schwab explains that he and his cabinets have penetrated governments across the world. And one of those people, or two of those people, maybe three, Vladimir Putin, Justin Trudeau, Prime Minister of Argentina, and President, of France. So more people than I initially named. Now, penetration of the cabinets. What does that mean? Well, exploiting weaknesses of internal governments to integrate people with the World Economic Forum's ideologies into these governments. And these governments are either wanting control for their entire people or wanting minimum control. Maximum control would be the example of Canada, where Justin Trudeau initiated the Emergencies Act against the people to take away their everything, their freedoms, their money, their livelihoods, everything, because they were protesting peacefully with barely little to no violence. Argentina is an excellent example of wanting no control for other people. Basically, drugs come in, go out, people do them, and they get stuck on the streets. And there's either fighting or no fighting because everybody's too messed up and high to care. Now, what are these cabinets? Well, as what Klaus Schwab has put it, he's penetrated the cabinets across the world, obviously, to plant these people with these extreme ideologies into governments across the world. And he has a program called the Young Global Leaders Program. Basically, he looks for people who are capable of being a leader or comes from a familyship of leadership, and trains their ideologies to control the people, to control the world within the New World Order. Social credit will become a big thing at that point. Now, why don't we know any of this? Well, it's simple, really. They put it out plainly, but they say it's a conspiracy theory, and that Klaus Schwab has no ill intentions. But I disagree. He has exceptionally ill intentions for the people across the world. And his biggest predicament as of late possibly has to be with the fact that he supports Vladimir Putin. China is quiet, but they're secretly, I believe, supporting Putin with resources, assets, military equipment, and money. And any other country that are following it. Like Belarus is possibly another one. So why am I warning everybody? Well, if you want to have a normal livelihood, if you want to be able to grow, breathe, and be free as patriots of humanity, we have to rise up against the World Economic Forum. And this is my warning to the world. If nothing happens, and if people don't start rising up, opening their eyes to see who the real enemy is, our enemies aren't every country. It's the people who are running them, who appointed these corrupt individuals within governments. And if you want more corrupt people in these governments, keep supporting the World Economic Forum with no rise against it. Or we can rise and fight against the World Economic Forum before they get more of a grasp on the governments across the world. They already have a couple of countries already. Canada, Argentina, Russia, I think China, and maybe one or two more, including North Korea. That's a lot of countries to rise up against. But it's not the people we're rising up against, it's the governments of those countries. Take my words as you will, but don't doubt the reality of this whole situation. The New World Order is basically around the corner, and if we don't do anything to stop it, I fear we won't have a life anymore. You want to have your own home? Great. That's the government's. You want your own car? Oh, I'm sorry, the government appointed you one. You want a phone? The government's going to track everything. If you want money, well, that's going to be on your social credit. So, please, spread this video all around. Warn the world of what's to come. And if the Western countries keep pushing off on agreeing to Russia's idea and their beliefs, either he would do one of two things, and it's possibly in the World Economic Forum's interest, either to retreat. Russia should retreat. Either they would retreat, attack NATO, or if they have no other option, they will go nuclear. And I believe the World Economic Forum is the one to blame. And if they support Vladimir Putin, I fear that their ideas are going to spark a conflict internally with the world. My name is Tyler James Denny, and I bid you farewell, good night, and good morning, people of the world. I'll see you in the next video.